What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Heel Hookers Podcast, episode 184. And we are back not with a review, not with a preview, but with some good old fight news and shit going on in MMA today. Let's go! Before we get into all the fun, and as always, like and subscribe if you enjoy what we're putting in now. We appreciate everyone that does. Yeah. First thing to talk about, though. Yuri's getting his degree.
Yeah, I love that for him.
That was not something I expected on my 2025 bingo card.
Yeah, but I'm also not surprised.
Out of all the people, not too shocking.
It's like I know he is always just doing random shit, and it's always that samurai thing, but that doesn't mean that he's not into growing his mind and thinking about future things, because obviously when you're in the fight business, this isn't something that lasts forever unless you're going to be that 50-year-old man that is sadly getting knocked out at the age of 50 and making no money for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I also think that in a lot of just other countries, school is more important, and it's more of you need to get your education, you need to have a backup plan and all of those things. So I'm really just not surprised by it.
No, yeah, that definitely makes sense, right? I guess it's just the guy that spends most of his time in the woods reading the Art of War, I just would not, and stuff like that. It's just a little bit surprising, but still it is very cool for him though. But sucks that we're not gonna get it's good that we're not getting him versus Magomedov, honestly, because he needs to just get a good streak going to get back on track. You know what I mean? We don't need to lose another title fight and then wanting to retire because of it.
No, yeah, exactly. It's he just beat Jamal in the beginning of the year. It's not like he's been out for so long, it's going on a year or anything. You know what I mean? He doesn't need to fight this summer and do that. Let him do what he's doing, get his degree, come back, and feel healthy and good.
Yeah.
Here's what degree?
I saw it, but I forget.
Yeah, I don't know. Either way, though, that was some nice, interesting news. But to get to some shit that happened last week, we all know about it and everything, but we didn't get a chance to talk about it yet on the pod. Some big shit going down. Motherfucking Islam Makhachev. He said that, obviously wanted the opportunity at the welterweight title, especially if Bilal were to lose and Jack was the one holding it. But he was saying that he wasn't going to vacate his belt. Obviously, talks come down with it to the UFC that, hey, if you want that opportunity, then you're going to have to vacate it. Islam Makhachev retires the 155-pound title, which it's just one of those things where it's obviously, him, he can just do that at any point he wants, you know what I mean? And for just him to go up to 170, that's going to be great. But it's another just vacant title fight in the 155-pound division. Another champion that's going to get crowned, not beating the former champ. It's just insane that Conor McGregor was the last person to take the title off of a defending champion in this division. And that is coming up on a decade ago.
And it really does suck that when it comes to Islam, he could have had that and been the first person since. But because of Oliveira missing weight against Gaethje and him winning and the title staying vacant, he doesn't get that, even though it was the rightful person that he should have been fighting and beating for the title,
Yeah. But it is just crazy how one way or another, just some bullshit has happened with the title to not allow it to happen.
Yep.
But obviously, with Islam fucking vacating the title and moving up, we knew what the vacant title fight was going to be. Motherfucking Charles Oliveira, former champion at 155 pounds, getting his third vacant title opportunity in the division, which is just another crazy factor. Taking on former featherweight champion, undefeated, Ilia Topuria. Initial thoughts, feels, and opinions heading into this, and with the announcement, Islam obviously vacating. This is the new title fight, headlining International Fight Week, UFC 317, June 28th.
I'm still just trying to figure out how I actually do feel about this fight. It's obviously it's a fight that makes, well, even then, it's a fight that makes sense for the vacant title, but I don't think it's the fight that makes the most sense for the vacant title, because Arman Tsarukyan deserves that shot.
Yeah. Like, it really should be Armin in there, but it's like, yeah, what's gonna sell more pay-per-views for International Fight Week? Ilia versus Oliveira, or Ilia versus Armin. You know what I mean? So
no, and I get that. I'm not saying that it's just one of those things where I'm still trying to actually feel out how I feel about this fight, and then just like, yeah, with the stylistic matchup, it's like very similar in terms of like they're both really good strikers, both really good on the ground. How do I actually think this is going to go? And I'm not entirely sure. I think Ilia has the power to put Oliveira out. That is clear. It just, is it going to go that way? Or is Oliveira going to get one of those other fights where he gets hurt and then comes back in the second, third round just to get a finish on himself? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely get that. What about you, Kate? How you feeling?
I'm so scared. I really am, because I also don't quite know how to feel about it. It's like Oliveira obviously has good striking and has like insane power, but Ilia is way cleaner. His boxing is way better. His eyes and head movement and all of that, way better.
Yeah.
I know he's smaller, but like he's fought bigger people before. He knows how to get on the inside, and he's real good on the inside.
Yep.
If he goes out there and knocks out Oliveira, I'm going to be very upset, and I kind of just feel like it's super likely. Though I'm just intrigued about if it does go to the ground. That's where I want to see what happens, because it's like I know that Ilia has his black belt, you know, before he got into the UFC, like he was mainly getting all subs. Like his first 7 fights, I'm pretty sure were all submissions. You know what I mean? He has the 1 sub over Bryce Mitchell in the UFC. But Oliveira is just a very different, dangerous threat on the ground than I'm sure everyone he's ever fought on the regionals or anything, like, so that's where I'm curious, like, what's going to happen there. Is Ilia going to be able to do something? Is he going to be able to scramble with him? Is he going to be able to control him? Is Oliveira going to get him down? Is he going to be able to hit a sub? Like, how is that going to go? But on the feet, I'm a little worried for my boy.
No,
it's been a while since he's been punched out. You know, he's been subbed. He might have lost the decision, but it's been a while. The last time was fucking Paul Felder. Ground and pound in 2016 was the last one to finish him with strikes. But we've just been seeing what Ilia is doing, and I know the power is only going to translate up. You know, So I'm definitely worried.
No, because I definitely expect Ilia. I really don't think that he's gonna engage with the grappling too much. You know what I mean? Like I
don't think Ilia is going to, but if Charles does, and if he gets there, you know.
No, for sure. I was just like, you're good. Like I expect Ilia to definitely just try and keep this up on the feet, because it's like, obviously Oliveira is dangerous on the feet, but I feel like the level of danger on the ground that Oliveira has, and then like in comparison what Ilia can offer himself to try and get like a finish or something, the risk and reward isn't worth it there. We're on the feet. Obviously Oliveira he's like taller, longer, he has real dynamic striking, he can be a real sharpshooter at times. He's really got to watch the fucking left hook and just like big kicks to the head, front kicks, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of dangerous weapons from Oliveira on the feet that he has to watch. But it's like you said, he's really good on the inside, and he's really fucking good on getting on the inside. And Oliveira obviously likes to be the one to pressure forward, but if Ilia does like just, keep that constant, like just, plotty pressure on him, like just kind of moving with the shots, not letting Oliveira get like just jabs off, not letting him like find those little ranged like finding shots, you know what I mean? I really feel like he's going to be able to just push Oliveira back, get it on the inside, and then just land the shots to get him out of there. It is like, I know when the odds first open up, like Ilia minus 400 favor, which it's like, it's kind of crazy of like, he's had the one fight in the UFC at 155 against Jai Herbert, which like, he got head kicked, instantly popped back up, and then ended up like viciously knocking him out, never fought someone at this high of a level in this division. So still kind of crazy that like, just the odds were that high like initially. But I do definitely understand Ilia just being the favorite. 27, 28 years old, just getting into his prime. Oliveira 35. He's taken so much damage over the years. It, like you said, Ginger, it's like I do just think that like Ilia is gonna have that probably one shot power to maybe not like just like sleep Oliveira, but like just put him down, hurt him real bad. You know what I mean? Like this could be a really rough fight for Olives, which it just fucking sucks because one of my favorite fighters of all time. It's like, oh man, yeah, it's definitely an intriguing fight for sure, though.
And the thing you got,
what a streak!
Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, what a streak to make people hate you.
Yeah,
knocking out Volk, Max, and then if he did knock out Oliveira, like goddamn.
Yeah, 3 of the biggest fan favorites in the sport right now. Like,
that would be insane.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, that we also really like. He's really good at getting on the inside. He's really good at hitting the shots he wants hit. The biggest thing is, like, you don't need to go to the head and knock someone out to put them out. Like, he is very good with the body work, and that is something that we haven't really seen people use against Oliveira, but I feel like it could potentially be a weak spot of his because of when he was back, like, trying to cut down to 45 and all that. Like, we saw he was not doing well, obviously. Like, had a couple of hard cuts at 155 as well. So there's also that that can happen as well.
For sure.
I don't know how well the takedown are going to work for Oliveira. He has a takedown accuracy of 40%. Ilia has a takedown defense of 92%. Now, obviously, bigger guy than most of the guys he's been fighting, but
Ilia looks like a tank.
I was about to say, he looks like a tank right now, and he's very stocky. He's got a lot of strength to him, I guarantee it. So it's going to be a very interesting fight, especially like seeing how Oliveira deals with if he cannot get this to the ground.
No, yeah. And because it's also like, with just even saying of like how big Ilia is looking right now, it's like, I wonder how even just like, like if he's really just like, oh, I'm going to just fucking, I'm like just bigger, I'm going to fucking be strong and put like the fucking hands on these motherfuckers because they don't have the boxing with me. And it's like, first 2 rounds, he's trying to land those shots and maybe like he's not landing them the same way that he normally does at featherweight or whatever, or like they're taking it better. It's like, what does that cardio maybe look like, if like just extra committing? Because it's like he really does look big as a motherfucker. But then again, it is also like one of those things of they were like, his camp was talking about how it's like at featherweight he's walking around like about 190, and I don't like, we've never really seen too much of like Ilia just like training, doing stuff like out of camp, you know what I mean? It's always just like, oh, he's like out like doing some event, something, he has a suit on, he's doing, you know what I mean? So like probably just like closer to fights or whatever, and like just like not just so big like that, but yeah, just definitely interesting for like all of that. I know like the last thing for me with this one is it's gonna be a great fight. I'm super excited for it, but I just can't help to just be like, damn, the UFC has fumbled on making like the best fight, the number one fight again. Like it's just so many times and just so often just shit like that ends up happening. And it's like you had such a clear, incredible fight that everyone wants to see in Islam Makhachev, number 1 pound for pound fighter, versus Ilia Topuria, number 2 pound for pound fighter, 2 champions. Like that just feels like such a loss to not get that for this 155-pound title fight.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Still going to be a sick fight, though, so let's go. Other than that, with that announcement, we did get a whole bunch of fights for that event in International Fight Week, UFC 317. Draft pick for Kate, Money Moicano. He is back, taking on Benny Dariush. We have very differing opinions about this fight.
We do.
And it's just really funny because of how like this whole stretch of with Moicano, it's just it has been just so different, of like going into each fight of just like, you're just like, I feel like it's that, and I'm just like, I don't know. And I do just think that like this is one of the hardest matchups for Moicano in this division. I don't think he's going to be able to get shit off with the wrestling. I don't think he's going to have too much for Benny in the striking. I very much feel like Benny could end up getting a finish inside of 2 rounds, but probably more than likely just ends up getting a decision win because Moicano is tough. But I really feel like this is Benny's fight to lose.
Bro, I don't think it's like going to go like that. Like I don't know. I understand, and I feel like if this was made a couple years ago, I might have agreed with you. But Moicano, obviously, his streak.
Bless you.
His streak obviously ended with the Islam loss, but he took that short notice. He really shouldn't have been in there ever in the first place. So getting first round Darce is kind of what like should have happened.
Yeah.
But besides that, like he's just been on such a roll. He's had the confidence. He's been looking better. He's been utilizing his weapons a bit better. I know it's against, it's been Brad Riddell and Drew Doper, Jalen Turner, Benoit. And I know Benny is like a step above all of them, but I just feel like Moicano is there to get it done over him because Benny, on the flip side, he's on a 2-fight losing streak, which, it's to Oliveira and Arman, but he got knocked out in both of them in the first round. He's been out for a while. Every time I hear him talk, it's kind of him like, maybe I'll fight, maybe I'll retire. I don't know. It kind of seems just like one foot out the door. And I don't know. I just feel like Moicano's mindset is going to be what gets him the win over this. Like, I feel like he's just going to be able to get it done, and we're going to get a great Moicano post-fight speech.
That would definitely be awesome to see. I would definitely fucking love that for him, man. It's like that because, like you said, obviously, just like taking the loss to Islam, it's like there's no shame. It's like literally
and even
on
with
a day's
losses,
notice.
I'm not trying to talk shit about him. It's just the mindsets, and like we know how that's such a big part going into it. That if he's going in on some like, I take another loss, I'm retiring, and just already kind of has that in his head, it's like I don't know. And Moicano's like, I can't afford to lose.
Yeah,
I just feel like Moicano's going to get it done. Like.
That's entirely fair. To speak on the actual I like how the matchup actually looks on paper. In the Immortal Worlds of Goldie, they're virtually identical. 5'10", 5'11", 72-inch reach on both of them. Benny fighting out of Southpaw stance, Moicano fighting out of Orthodox. Both of them with a 70 to 80% takedown defense. Benny actually having a higher takedown defense than Moicano. Moicano having a 44% takedown accuracy.
To Benny's 34%.
Yeah, but Benny also attempts more takedowns per 15.
Not by much.
Not by much, by 0.08. But it's there. He also attempts 0.3 more subs. But it's going to be interesting. I really think this is actually a lot more of an interesting fight than maybe you're making it out to be, because I do think Beneil, he does have some power to him. Moicano's kind of like, his chin is like kind of, iffy. Like he can tough it out, but he's definitely able to be hurt and be put down. So it's kind of one of those things. And also, besides for Benoit, from what I've noticed, he really struggles against southpaw fighters.
And I mean, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, obviously, just like talk about like Southpaw and like Orthodox matchup where it's like generally the Southpaws like have the advantage of just being more used to it. Yeah. And it's like, especially someone like Moicano, it's like on the feet, he wants to work behind the jab. Like that's how he's going to get it going. And like when you're the Orthodox fighter fighting a Southpaw, the jab isn't there. It's much harder. You got to work off of like the rear hand. And so it's like, fucking Benny's just gonna be throwing big old bombs with that left hand. It's like, even with like saying that, like I feel like this is Benny's fight and everything. It's like I like kind of just in my head. It's like I wouldn't be surprised if like not like exactly in a way, but just kind of like the Gamrot fight where it's like Gamrot's going, he's like doing a lot, and it's like it's a fun, exciting fight, but it's just like Benny's just a step ahead. He's shutting down like just the real like pressure in the offense and just able to like get the strikes on him to make it meaningful. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a good fight though. Two guys that like in the top 15 at 155 on the older side. Just but like you said, it's like if there is like anything to be like the factor, I feel like for Benny to lose it, it's gonna be the mindset. And it's like if he really is just like, oh, like I'm not too sure of like just whatever, and it's like Moicano starts putting it on him and he's like landing some shots and Benny's just like, I don't want to tough this out anymore, you know what I mean? Like but I also just I feel like he's gonna be trying to go out there and end it on a win, if anything, you know what I mean? But we'll see definitely how that plays out. It's gonna be a fun fight though. It's 155, it's always good shit.
No, yeah, exactly.
Another fight on this card, co-main event, title fight, official. Pantoja, he is back, taking on Kai Kara-France, the one guy in the top of the division that he doesn't have a professional win over, but he does have a win over him in the Ultimate Fighter.
I was about to say.
Which at least goes back 9 years ago too.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
The new, fresh matchup.
Yeah, but it's just hard. It's one of those things where it's like Kai Kara-France. He's obviously a good fighter. He hits fucking real goddamn hard. He deserves to be at the top of the division. One fight winning streak, though. You know what I mean? To get this opportunity, it's just like the flyweight's just in such a weird spot, man. It's like, I get you just need new people. You don't want to run back trilogies and quadrilogies of fucking Pantoja and Royval and Moreno. You know what I mean? But it's like, it just puts the division in a weird spot when they've had all those opportunities. They've lost it so many times, and they're just like the clear 1 and 2 guys, you know?
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, like, with the Royval fight, at least it's 2 fights separated. You know what I mean? It's not like it's back to back and right away. It'll be like it would have been like a year and a half, but they've both had fights in between where it's like, who gives a shit, bro? Just get it done and stop. I don't know what flyweight needs, but
yeah,
it is in a weird spot.
A fight that already talked about, yes, with Royval and Kopp. Either way that fight goes, I'm perceiving it to be a number 1 contenders fight. Either way the fight goes, if Pantoja wins, it's not a new fight.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Kopp at least hasn't had a title opportunity.
So
it's like he's new to a title fight. So I know it's just one of those things. And
he's the one that's furthest separated in professional fights from him, because that was back in 21, and you know, he's had 6 fights since.
And it's like, I know how it's like, just saying of like, oh, you know, like they've had multiple fights. It's been like a year and a half. Like, who cares to just do it? It's just one of those things where because the reason why it's just so extra hard is because featherweight struggled with this when you had Volk as champ and Max was the clear number 1 guy, you know?
Yeah.
But now it's literally doubled down on the 1 and 2 guy with like Royval and Moreno there. And so it's just like, okay, fine, like you do that fight instead. And now okay, you go to Kai Kara-France, then like off of still a 1 fight win streak. But now you have fucking Royval fight Manel Kopp afterwards. So then hopefully Manel Kopp wins and get his shot, right? Oh, Royval wins. Oh, so now he's still just the number 1 contender, and now he's already had the 4th shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I get the UFC just trying to drag it out like in the time as long as possible, just in the hopes that Pantoja finally gets old enough and loses a fight. Like, I feel like it, and it just sucks because obviously like Pantoja is just so much fun and he's so good, but just how the flow of the division is going, it just
there is no flow.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we just need a new champion or something. But like, I don't know. I feel like even with that, it's like, how much is that really even going to make it like a difference?
Right. You had pure domination. You had nothing but back and forth, just like, you know, back and forth. And now it's just back to domination. It's like, where is flyweight? When is it ever going to be okay? It's been cursed from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of has. I blame the DJ Ian McCall fight at the beginning of this whole thing. But, you know, that I think that's what cursed it, was those judges not being able to do basic math. But yeah, no, like you said, like with doubling down on like Royval and Moreno right there at 1 and 2, it's like you get thrown into a championship fight against number 1 or number 2. It's like getting thrown into a wood chipper. No one is getting out of those fights. No one else is winning those fights except for those 3.
Yeah. It's just because that's where it's like, okay, like fucking Kai Kara-France wins, and then it's like, obviously, you're going to have to disrespect Pantoja as the long-reigning champ and not give him the immediate rematch. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, let's say Royval does beat fucking, you know, like Manel Kopp. It's like, okay, so now you do Royval versus Kai, which is a rematch. And
Another
Royval's
rematch.
already won. So now let's say Royval gets it. But now it's like, okay, what? Now you're going to do a trilogy between him and Brandon Moreno? And now, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're still literally in the same spot of, like, just all these same fights over and over and over and over again, like, no matter what. Like, because even with fucking Tyra being, like, the new guy, like, even if he beats Amir Albazi, if fucking Royval ends up with the title somehow, that's still gonna be a rematch. Like, there is just no escaping it at this point. Like, we just, I don't know.
We just need a super influx of good flyweights.
Look, we need Kai Osprey to fight. We need to get let's see, Horiguchi's fighting. No. It's Tagir and
Takeru and Horiguchi, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I was right with Horiguchi. I was like, wait, I feel like I said the wrong fighter there. But yeah, no.
You're good.
We got Horiguchi coming in. That's good. The only two people I think he's fought on the flyweight roster right now is Beneil and Kai Asakura.
Yeah.
So that's good. We'll be able to get him into the division. Kai just needs to fight someone. And then we have other guys coming up at the bottom of the division, you know. They just got Ramazan, you got Joshua Van.
Yeah.
It's just we need them to win these fights. The problem is a lot of these older vets in this division are just winning.
Yeah. And it's just hard too, because I feel like the UFC has to try and avoid having like all of these new guys fight each other for a while, because then it's just like, okay, you have them fight a vet. Oh, they lost. Okay, go to a new guy. Okay, they like one of them obviously wins or lose, and now whatever. Like once the old guys finally are out, and now it's just the new guys.
It's gonna be a bunch of rematches yet again.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you're literally just gonna end up in the same spot over again, unless, like you said, just a big influx of like new talent over the years. You know what I mean? And it's like obviously we have been getting new guys, and like and so it like hopefully just starts to get better. You know what I mean? But it's like we definitely need just overall better flow to this division, but. Should be a great fight between Pantoja and Kai Kara-France, though.
Yeah, Pantoja about to defend again.
More than likely. Let's go.
Hey, 35
down that chin.
I don't care.
I don't care.
The thing is I know Volk got it done first, but me and Jimmy have been pretty on the wave of that's not going to affect Pantoja, and he was going to be the first one to get it done. So Volk got it done sooner, but Pantoja's going to be right behind him. I don't think that age shit matters at all.
I can't doubt it anymore. It's like obviously it's like still at any point it's going to happen, but I'm no longer going to be pinning that on any individual fight. You know what I mean? Like
for him.
Yeah. Just not going to happen. Next fight, though, UFC 317, absolute banger at 185 pounds. Our boy, not Ginger's boy, Paulo Costa is back, taking on Roman Kopylov. I would say that's all of our boys here. All of us here. Kind of surprised fucking Paulo's taking a fight like this, not gonna lie. Because it's like Roman, like obviously I feel like if anything, like him being a striker, that like, is probably why, but like not a big name guy, a very tough guy, not like there's not much Roman offers to Paulo with a win. You know what I mean? Like other than just keeping his spot, and it's just kind of like another fight,
Other than like, going on a 3-fight losing streak.
Yeah, but because it's like, because it's last 2 fights, fucking Robert Whittaker,
Strickland, Whittaker,
like
Rockhold, Vettori, Adesanya. He has, ever since the Vettori loss, he has not followed matchmaking rules at fucking all, which is why I'm glad he took this fight, so we can get him back into parity instead of him being like just out fighting like. Him fighting like next, for example, doing a rematch with fucking Izzy for whatever reason, if that were to have happened. Well, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care.
I get, like, and see, I guess it's just, like, because of that, that's why, like, I don't really mind Paulo being in that position, because I feel like he's just kind of better as, like, the big name, the star of, like, this whatever event. He's gonna put on some fun, but, like, he's not gonna be a real contender ever again, I feel like, and so, like, that's where it's just like, just coming off of like those 2 fights going into Roman, it's like, I would have much more expected him to sit out and then go to like a fucking Izzy fight again. You know what I mean? But it's a fucking banger of a fight, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's like, with the fight, how you feeling about this? How you think it actually plays out? You think our boy's gonna get it done, or you think our other boy's gonna get it done?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. I have no idea. Because it's like, with the loss to Sean Strickland, I get it. Paulo is, you know what I mean? He's been all over the place, but it's like Sean has that awkward style that, like, I'm not surprised he beat him, Yeah. He shouldn't have fought Whittaker, but he looked damn good in that loss.
Yes, he did.
So if he can look like he did in that loss against Whittaker, against Roman, that's a really interesting fight. I would actually just, love to see it. Paulo has only been finished 1 time by Izzy.
Yep.
Roman he gets a lot of finishes. That's the majority of his, you know what I mean? He has 6 wins in the UFC, 5 of them by knockout, 12 overall in his career. It'd be interesting to see if he has that power to actually get that done over him. And if Paulo's just, out there just looking real good. Yeah. How does Roman hang with him like that,
Yeah.
Because his best win is now he finished Chris Curtis in his last fight, which was obviously good.
Yep.
But yeah, this would be good for him.
No, yeah.
That's
I definitely,
a 3-inch reach advantage for Roman Kopylov, funnily enough.
Interesting.
Well, Paulo has short arms first fight. He's 6'1" with a 72-inch reach.
Damn, yeah. But yeah, I definitely do agree that it's like because even though taking the loss of Whitaker, like you said, shouldn't have been in there, just looks so goddamn good. But it's like you're just fighting one of the best people in the world, and you shouldn't be here. I do think that level of Paulo should be able to beat Roman Kopylov right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely intriguing fight. Gonna be a banger though. Very excited. This next one.
This is the fight.
This, with the saying how the UFC fucked up of not getting Islam and Ilia done, I'm very upset about that. But at least out of the 3 fights that mattered to get done this year, they at least have one on the schedule. August 16th, main event, UFC 319, Chicago, DDP, my champion draft pick, taking on undefeated Khamzat Chimaev, Boers, the Wolf. He's finally getting his championship opportunity after being in the promotion now for 5 years, which is crazy to already think about. For everyone thought he would have gotten this opportunity 3 to 4 years ago. How the fuck are you guys feeling for motherfucking August?
Bro, I'm so excited. I love this fight. I don't know what's going to happen in this fight. And I have absolutely accepted that I cannot predict or I feel like even give good input on what I think is going to happen in a Dricus du Plessis fight. You never know how he's going to show up, and not in a way of look good or bad, but how doofy or how composed. It's just basically on a scale of cartoon level. Where is he at that night? And it's always great to watch, but sometimes it's real wacky.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't actually know what to really expect, because it was obviously his last fight against Sean. Most composed I feel like we've ever seen him in the UFC.
Yes.
Only
rematch for him in the UFC as well too.
True.
So I feel like that definitely, and with just it being a close fight in the first one, you know what I mean? Never know how just that just affected the mindset and the game plan going into it.
Yeah, because it's he went from tripping into an ankle pick takedown over Izzy to very composed against Sean in the rematch where I'm like, all right, how are you gonna look against Khamzat, And for Khamzat, I feel like he's just going to have the typical game plan of I'm going to blast you to the ground and try to get you out of there.
Yeah.
Can he do it? Because we've seen what happens when he can't. The very first fight with Gilbert, not that he's fought Gilbert against, but the first fight where he was shown any adversity in the UFC was Gilbert Burns stuffing those takedowns, and he brawled with him.
Yep.
He went to fucking war with him.
15 minutes of hell.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a great fight. It was a lot of fun, but are you going to do that with du Plessis?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Because that's crazy.
I have a feeling that however this fight ends, you're going to have a lot of people talking about that it was fixed or rigged because of how just unexplained, you're just not going to be able to what the fuck is, you know what I mean? It's just going to be so ridiculous that people are just gonna be nah, this is bullshit. It's going to be fucking DDP hitting a pile driver on fucking Khamzat or something, you know what I mean? It's going to feel like a WWE match. It's going to Khamzat's going to jump off the cage onto him and just fucking land on it. It's just going to be fucking it's going to be crazy, man. I am so fucking excited for this. It easily the best fight in the UFC this year that they can make. And that is, easily my number 1 fight this year. There's no doubt about it. There's nothing that I feel like they could book that will get me more excited. Unless somehow they were like, unless somehow fucking Islam grabs the welterweight title this year, Ilia grabs the fucking lightweight title, and then by the end of the year, they did a fucking champ fight of Ilia moving up to welterweight to fight Islam for double champ status. That would be the only, you know what I mean? Like,
that's I think.
Okay, well, hold on. So just on a real note, because I feel like every time I talk about this fight, it's always in that sense.
Yeah.
But like, I keep having this like afterthought, and I'm like, no, this is a real thing to bring up.
Yeah.
If Khamzat cannot just go out there and blast through Dricus in the first round, and it is more of a war, what do you honestly think he looks like by rounds 3, 4, or 5, if it even makes it there? Do you think by round 3, if it makes it there, Dricus is getting him out in the next round? Like by round 3 or 4, you know what I mean?
I think if it gets to that point, he's getting him out of there he's probably getting him out of there in the first minute of round 4. We saw what he looked like against Kamaru Usman again during round 3. Like, he was dead exhausted. We've seen him fight with Gilbert Burns, and like, the thing is, Gilbert Burns has the power. I don't think he has as much power as Dricus du Plessis. I think like he gets him out of there. I don't even think this fight gets out of the 3rd round, to be honest. I think this fight gets ended by the 3rd round, no matter who it is. And if it gets to that point, I do think DDP is the one who is going to be getting the finish over Khamzat Chimaev, as opposed to Khamzat getting the finish over DDP in the 3rd round.
I agree.
Yeah, I
kind of feel like we might get just a late DDP finish.
Like that's entirely possible, and with obviously just how that just feels like
it's
how
the
it
plot
should go.
armor, so we can get DDP versus RDR. It is what it is.
But it's I don't know. Part of me also with that, it's like I feel like there are just always just different things and points where Khamzat just surprises me, and just certain things. It's certain things just never go how I expected, and just feels inevitable or whatever. You know what I mean? And so it's just with that, part of me is just I don't know if we should just be fully expecting that he's just fucking just completely done for 4 and 5, has nothing, and it's just assumed that he's gonna get finished. You know what I mean? I don't know. First championship opportunity. He's had plenty of time to be ready for it. It just, as long as just health is in order and everything like that, it's you just never know, just everything with the Usman fight. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that it's
No, yeah, I try not to give him too much shit with the Usman fight, because it's that was him obviously coming back with all the issues that were going on in between that. And yeah, it was short notice for Usman, but it was also short notice for him. He was supposed to fight Paulo. That's who he was expecting. This is a very different fighter and a very different level fighter, even if he is from the weight class below. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really try not to give him too much on that, because circumstances make fights,
Yeah.
Just went out there and just absolutely ran over Whitaker,
exactly.
And so I'm just curious,
No, me too. I don't know, but
the reason why
I'm just hesitant to have that initial he can't do it.
But the reason why I kind of question the end of the fights is Dricus is tough.
Yeah.
So if they make it that far and Khamzat doesn't get him out of there, or Dricus doesn't get him out of there, and it's just later on, it's gonna be a hard couple rounds. It's not just gonna be some easy light work. So that's where I'm I do wonder. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah. It's the best fight that you can make for a reason, because there's so many questions behind it, and it's at the highest level. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. And the thing is, the reason I just kind of go in that direction is we know the type of cardio that DDP has in rounds 3, 4, and 5. We have no idea what 4 and 5 are going to look like for Khamzat Chimaev, no matter what. That's just something that he has not gone to at all.
Yeah.
So I just think if I'm going to give someone an advantage and give someone an advantage on getting a finish in the later rounds, it's going to be DDP. It just makes all the sense in the world, because of the fact that I know he can do it.
Yeah. No, yeah, 100%. That it's totally agree. I'm just not.
Because the reason why I say it is with the Gilbert fight, for instance. Obviously, he warded out with Gilbert for 3 rounds.
Yes.
But that was mainly striking, which is a very different cardio, as to where with Usman, it was he was kind of gassing, but there was a lot of grappling going on.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just if it's grapple heavy with DDP in the earlier half of the fights, I wonder. But if they're striking with each other, I believe that he still got shit, but I just don't know if that's what that's going to be. That's just where I question it,
No, yeah. Yeah, definitely get it. It's such a good fight. I cannot wait for it. Let's go. August 16th. Do not miss that shit.
When you're shooting 12 takedowns and throwing a total of 143 strikes, like, that's a lot. Especially within 3 rounds. Like, first round, he shot 7 takedowns.
Yeah.
You only got 2.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things where it's like, with how that performance went, like, I did not expect the performance against Whitaker off of that, and so that's where it's like, I'm just not willing to just be so hard critical. Definitely favoring DDP. I don't know what I'm pretty sure Khamzat's the favorite in this one. DDP's been like the fucking underdog in like all of his title fights. I'm pretty sure, other than the last Strickland fight. But like every other fight, like he's been an underdog in, constantly fucking like doubted on, and he is just constantly getting it done.
I get it because you watch him and everything's wrong, but the answer is correct. It's like,
see, here's the thing. You know how you're saying that about, like, Khamzat, everything you say, like, it kind of goes the opposite, or, like, you're always surprised. Guess what? That's been me for DDP since the Darren Till fight.
Oh, yeah, so bro,
I can't, like, I have to kind of ride with it. Day one of you
hanging out in stream, it was fucking DDP slander. Like,
yes, I have been slandering this man. I just can't slander him anymore. Like, what am I supposed to fucking say? The dude's a fucking... Dude's a champion with what, 2 defenses right now? Like,
yeah,
he's going for his third. Yeah, so it's like, what the fuck do I say? Like,
and it's like, bro, for DDP too, it's like he goes out there, he beats fucking Khamzat Chimaev, and he gets another because like even with that, like just the quality, it's like Izzy is obviously like the easy number 2, and like. For like, a while, it was just like, damn, like that's gonna be fucking hard to beat. You know what I mean? Bro, one more title defense after Khamzat, like DDP's fucking knocking on that door of potentially being the second greatest middleweight of all time. Like,
especially with the quality. Give me one second.
Because Izzy had 6 title defenses and then lost it to Poatan and then got it back and then has been on this streak. So it's like if he gets another win after Khamzat, that's 4 title defenses.
I was about to say,
literally right there. It's 2 away.
Yeah, he beats Khamzat. That's 4 title wins. That ties him with Chris Weidman for the 3rd most in the division's history. He's right now tied with Rich Franklin, and he's above Bustamante and Bisping. Wait, by the way, that's the other thing with all the other champions in the middleweight division's history is no one has gotten more than 2 except for Rich Franklin, Merla Bustamante, Bisping, Weidman, Izzy, and Silva.
Big list.
Bisping only had 1 title.
1 title defense. 1 title win, 1 title defense. I said title wins total.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay. I got it, But but it's like, he just such good wins. Just 2 wins over Strickland, the finish over Izzy, first man to submit him, finish over Whitaker. Obviously, that was like not for the title, but just like overall run, and then just to be able to get a win over Khamzat, possibly finish him, take the O. He is knocking on that door, man. So I just cannot wait to see how that plays out. More fights though. Let's keep it going. Abu Dhabi, July 26th. Nikita Krylov taking on my draft pick, Bogdan Guskov. About to go 2-0 against Nikita this year. Let's go!
Fucking insane that's happened for you.
Listen, I called the first fight of this year with Nikita perfect with Dom Reyes, and I'm calling this one perfect again. Bogdan, 2nd round, rear naked choke, lock it in, signed, sealed, delivered.
I don't think that's going to be that. He's probably just going to go out there and knock him the fuck out because it's like they're literally fighting in 2 months. And Nikita just got knocked the fuck out last month.
Yeah. Bogdan ain't the same kind of hitter as Dom.
14 of his 17 wins are knockouts.
Yeah, he ain't the same kind of hitter as Dom.
2 of his 3 wins in the UFC are knockouts.
Yeah, I've seen him fight. He's not the same kind of hitter as Dom. He's going to hit him. He's going to drop him. He's taking the back. He's going to choke him out.
Okay.
Second round.
All right.
Only 3 of his wins are via submission.
None of them are RNCs.
It's okay. I'm telling you. It's going to happen.
He got RNC by Vulcan.
Signed, sealed, delivered Bogdan Guskov, second round rear naked choke over Nikita Krylov. Let's go.
I hope you're so wrong that it
would be funny, but like, I'm calling it.
Super, super wrong, I hope.
We'll see.
Krylov,
I'm excited for that fight. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
I'm saying Krylov.
He's going to go to a decision for the first time in his life. Oh, wait, he lost one decision. He's going to lose his second decision for the second time in his life.
Oh.
Krylov by triangle choke.
God, no.
That would go crazy.
That'd be sad. I'd be very upset. Also for Abu Dhabi, though, Shara Bullet. He is back. Taking on Marc-André Barriault. Barriault just fucking goddamn broke the skull of Bruno Silva, and now he's going to Abu Dhabi to fight Shara.
Just broke his 3-fight losing streak, so...
I kind of feel like he's going to try and just do the same exact shit to him. Yeah. And I kind of feel like it's going to work.
Honestly, it probably can. Just put... Especially with Shara, if you put him up against the cage and you actually are holding him there, what the fuck is he going to do? He mainly kicks. He does not have great hands. Does not have great elbows.
Marc-André Barriault, he's going to be more physical than him in there. I feel like that game plan is just so live for him to win that.
Yeah.
But it should be a fun fight though overall. But we'll see how that one plays
I'm sure
out.
It'll be fun.
Let's go. UFC 318, July 19th. We got a fight at 115 pounds. Amanda Ribas taking on Tabatha Ricci. You think Amanda Ribas going to go out there and get a nice solid win?
I think so, honestly. It's like, I know she's back and forth, but I feel like that mostly has to kind of do with her 125 fights, because that's where the majority of her losses are at. Like, I know she just lost to Mackenzie Dern. But before that, it was Rose at 125, Macy Barber, Caitlin Seminara, and Marina Rodriguez, which is 115. But you know what I mean? Like, it's mainly her 125 fights that have her so back and forth. She's solid, and she's scrappy.
Yeah.
Tabatha's kind of very basic.
Yes.
She doesn't have a lot of power behind any of her strikes. She's just kind of a point fighter, and I think Ribas is going to bring her a fight that she's not really down to hang in. That's just how I feel. And even if she is down to hang in, Ribas is probably just going to do more, in my opinion, to at least get the decision if she can't finish her, you know?
Yeah.
She's only finished one time. It was standing TKO, up a weight class, her UFC debut against Manon Fiorot. So, like, there's no shame in that.
Yeah.
But I think it'll go to a decision, but I wouldn't be shocked if Amanda did finish her.
No, yeah, I definitely just agree where it's like she's just too basic. She might try and just hold her up against the cage, try and get like takedowns, control her, you know what I mean? But like, I just don't think she's going to be able to do that. And Amanda's just going to be brawling with her. And she's just not going to like it. Amanda Ribas taking this all day for sure. Definitely agree. Nashville, July 12th. We got a main event, heavyweight division. Probably one of the greatest main events throughout this summer, I would say.
Listen, I will say when it comes to heavyweight fights, I'm not mad at this fight.
Yeah, I'm not, and I am at the same time. Derrick Lewis taking on Tallison Teixeira. I just feel like Derrick Lewis could obviously easily get knocked out in this one. And I don't want to see that. I want to see the Black Beast do his thing. You know what I mean?
Bro, he might.
He really might, but
yeah.
Tallison, he's a prospect, 1-0 in the UFC, top 15 contender. Undefeated.
It's like, I do just think it's crazy that for him being 25 years old, he's 8-0 in his career, 1-0 in the UFC. This is a rough fucking fight.
Yeah, because who's this debut against again?
Justin
Taffa.
Yeah.
Which obviously he made quick work of him, 35-second knockout, but still, it's just...
Bro, Derrick Lewis literally has more knockouts in the UFC than Justin Taffa probably has pro fights. Like, it's like...
Yeah, and that's the thing with all of Teixeira's fights. You know, it's like he was 3-0 fighting a guy 4-15, 4-0 to 2-1, 5-0, 2-1. Then he hits Contender Series and gets a 6-1 guy, and then Justin Taffa at 7-4. But that's Derrick Lewis 28-12. Is he the most skillful? No. Is he the most powerful? Yes. Yeah. It's just,
and he's getting better, man. Like, it's like he's always trying to like just add things in, like new, and you know what I mean.
And like what I was gonna say is like, even with me saying is he the most skillful, what I mean is he's obviously like not a top 5 guy.
Yeah.
But he has stupid amount of experience compared to him. This is going to be his 30th fight in the UFC compared to your 9th professional fight.
Yeah.
I just don't like this for him, you know?
Yeah.
He might be able to knock him out because, you know, it's Derrick Lewis and he can get knocked out, but he can also take a real vicious loss here.
Yeah, like, it's because obviously, like, Derrick Lewis is very much one of those people where it's like he has those moments of, like, that was clearly, like, one of your highest level moments, you know? And then he has moments where it just falls and crumbles, and it's like, damn, bro, like, really? You know what I mean? But it's like
even looking at his losses, there's none that are just bad. Jayalton, Sergey Spivak, Pavlovich, Tuivasa, Cyril Gahn, JDS, DC, Mark Hunt. I don't know Sean Jordan or Matt, but that's going back.
Matt Mitrione is a good fighter, to be fair.
Well, I knew that, but I didn't know Sean Jordan. But you know what I mean? Like, that's just going back like super far ago. But so in the past 10 years, these are the guys that he's lost to, you know?
No, yeah, and it's not like, any of them are, like, real bad or anything, but it's, like, just in there, like, you just kind of see, like, you know what I mean? Like, it just... Like, because it's like, like, even the, like, Cyril Gahn one, where it's like, it's not a bad loss, but it's like, in that fight, like, he folded, man. Like, it just, like, that was not the same Derrick Lewis that knocked out Curtis Blades in that fight. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's just, it's one of those things. But it's like, I really do think that it's like main event in fucking Nashville. It's not a main event in Texas, so he doesn't have that level of pressure. But, like, I feel like this is the perfect spot against, like, a guy in Tallison where it's just so inexperienced and not ready. Like, bro, if this is your second UFC fight, you fought Justin Tafa, now you're fighting Derrick Lewis in a main event. First round knockout, Derrick Lewis. Like you said, it could easily go bad, and I am just worried for that, where it's like, if Tallison actually is, like, a good prospect, he could probably make short work of Derrick Lewis.
Yes.
But if he is not ready for this moment, he is getting smashed terribly. Like,
that's entirely possible. Also, that Sean Jordan guy, Derrick Lewis lost to him in his second professional fight and in the UFC.
Funny.
Very nice. But yeah, so definitely good fight there. Let's see how that goes. UFC 318, we got a fight. Ikram versus Bruno Ferreira. It's I don't know, man. I'm just definitely like,
listen, I know that you feel the way you feel about Ikram, but he should win this fight. I do believe that.
I'm really not sure, man. He's so open to get hit.
So is Bruno.
Yeah.
And I feel like Bruno has kind of just shown worse things than Ikram has.
That's fair.
Like, I know he's 4-2 in the UFC. Like, he has the power to put people out. He can do those things. But boy, has he shown some real flaws. Like,
I guess they both have, and it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, how does this actually end up playing out? And
I favor Ikram to take advantage of the flaws over Bruno, if I'm going to be honest. I really do.
It just takes a split second.
Yeah, and it's like Bruno will go for it, and that's where it's like, because it's like, who has, like, other than Whitaker, and we saw how
Bro has no uppercut wins.
I'm just saying, but like, who has he fought, like, in the UFC, Ikram, that on, like, in the feet, that's gonna fucking go for it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Whitaker, and he got fucking destroyed instantly. Like,
he shouldn't have been there.
He shouldn't have been. But I'm just like,
and things were all fucked up. His opponents were all switched up because he was supposed to fight Muniz, and then he was supposed to fight Tricoli.
Flew across the world, fucking back and forth. All like it. Like, I get it. There was a lot going on, but that doesn't make a difference of how he performed in the Andre Muniz fight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Andre Muniz was not the guy to take advantage of that. Bruno can. But the thing that I want to see Bruno go out there, grab the fucking clinch, and try and throw his ass to the fucking ground.
Bruno has the ability to do that.
Jimmy is so mad he hasn't seen Ikram on the ground.
I want to see him grapple. So that would be interesting if he could do that. Because it's like, bro, he's going to do that, and you're going to see Ikram pull off the slickest grappling shit ever to defend it and do whatever. And then you're just going to see some dog shit aggressive striking that's just going to be powerful enough to knock out Bruno in the first round. And it's going to piss me off, man. Oh my God.
Stop being such a hater. Get what you get. Don't get upset.
I'm upset.
You ever heard that?
Yes. It's going to be a good fight, though. It's going to be fucking fun.
Yeah.
It's going very unlikely this makes it past 5 minutes.
I really don't think it's going to.
Yeah, it's going to be good. August 2nd, Apex main event, though. I am very happy for this one.
Yes.
Amir Albazi, he is back, taking on our boy Tatsuro Taira. This is such a winnable fight for Taira.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
He took a rough loss to Brandon Royval. He was really struggling with just Royval striking.
Yeah.
You know, Royval is wild. He's slick. He throws things out that you're not really expecting. He's all over the place. He's anything but a basic striker, you know?
Yes.
And it definitely gave Taira some trouble when he went from having 4 fights against unranked fighters and just running through them with ease, getting Alex Perez, who... you know, all the things behind Alex Perez, and then into a Royval fight. Like, it was just definitely a rough jump for him, and he struggled. Amir Albazi, like, he's been sitting at the top, but he had the same run of fighting non-top guys into the Kai Kara France fight, got that split decision win that a lot of people found questionable, and then he lost easy to Brandon Moreno.
Yeah.
I think that Taira just has a better skill set. I think he's going to be able to just like Amir's very basic, you know what I mean? And I think that Taira is going to take advantage of that all day. I think he's going to be able to grapple him. I think he could probably outstrike him as long as he maybe got his head movement together a little bit, because his striking isn't bad. He's just susceptible to being hit a lot.
Yeah.
And
very basic striking and like just not just fully dialed in to be 100% comfortable fluid.
Right. So I feel like this is going to be a good showing to see if he's improved at all with it. But even if he hasn't, I still think that he has the better skill set to get the win over Amir.
Yes.
No, yeah, 100%.
And it's like I definitely, like you said, Amir like is basic and stuff, and it's like I definitely feel like there can be parts of like moments of this fight where like Amir is getting the better and like, you know, having his moments, but I just feel like over 5 rounds Taira is going to be able to do enough, win the decision, you know what I mean? And it's like I feel like he's going to get the win no matter what, and then it's like he's going to, even if he improved or not, he's going to see more possible improvements from this fight. Like this fight is only going to help him grow further, like no matter what.
I agree with that.
It really is insane how much their like careers near each other in terms of like, it really is a bunch of fighters who are not that high a level, and then into highly ranked guy getting the win in kind of controversial ways, split decision versus an injury, and then losing to top contender named Brandon.
The number 1 and number 2 guy that beat everyone, like we were talking about before.
No, even funnier. Losing to a top contender named Brandon.
Yeah, but it's man, it's like, so goddamn rough. It's crazy.
When your second win is Zalgis, you shouldn't be fighting that. That's what I'm stuff.
And because it's like Taira went on like a solid run of guys, but just never the greatest guys, you know? And then with Alex Perez and those things, it's like he looked good in that fight, but it was just unfortunate it ended via injury in the second round because we didn't get to see everything. I do think he would have won that fight. I had no issues with the way he was performing against Alex Perez by any means. Yeah. It was just the Royval fight with that, you know?
Well, let's see. It definitely should be a good one. Very excited. I don't think it's going to be like super banger, but a very good technical fight for sure.
Yeah.
High level flyweight scrap. Also, UFC 318, good solid old man scrap right here. Neil Magny versus Gunnar Nelson. I'm pretty excited, honestly, to see how this one goes out. It's not going to be like some great fight. It's not going to be super exciting, but it's just 2 guys that have been around in the division for a real long ass time. Just the 2 older generations, you know what I mean? And I'm just definitely excited to see them fight in 2025. I feel like it's going to be fun.
Gunnar Nelson's going to go out there and sub him.
Probably. But he could also struggle on the feet a bit with the fucking real long.
I was about to say 8-inch
Yeah.
reach advantage for Neil Magny. 6'3" to 5'11", 80-inch reach to 72-inch reach.
Yeah, I forgot he was tiny.
Yeah, like I'm just interested to see how it plays out for sure. Not the some crazy fight talked about or who goes where or anything like that, but it's just
I was about to say
good old scrap.
It is an old man's fight.
Yes. I'm honestly just gonna get to the one that's on last so we can get out the way and then fucking end this shit on a goddamn great note. But we got a fight August 2nd. Women's bantamweight. Carol Hoza, we enjoy her around these parts. Fucking one of those things where it's just like it's like, yeah, I get it. Like, 135 women's, it's not that exciting for the most part. There's not a lot of meaningful women or like fights that really matter. But you get someone like Carol Hoser, like she puts on good fucking scraps that it's like at least give someone like her the respect that she deserves in a shit division like this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yes.
I do agree with that. It's just one of those things. It's like her, Irene Aldana, just there are those certain people that, they might not be the best fighter, but they're always fun to watch.
Yeah, exactly. Macy Chiasson too,
Yes.
And she's honestly,
but Macy's gonna do, I was gonna say Macy does good things though, and like now that she's really gotten her weight cuts and everything under control, I'm excited to watch her do better and like be in title contentions.
Yes,
because if she beats Ketlin, we in there
100%. But yeah, Carol Jose, she taking on Nora Cornell. I don't really care fighting Nora. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of happy that
Nora needs to get in touch with Macy, and she needs to get her weight under control because she is that new person in the division, even though she's 35, that now just can't fucking make weight. Yeah, Macy got it under control. Right? No, the one that she lost is the one that she made weight because she missed weight. She 138.5 in her first fight. Then she made weight. She lost a split decision, and then she weighed in 138, and she got the finish.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So definitely has to get that in order. Carol should be ready to miss weight or be like get that call to be like, okay, I'm just weighing him a couple pounds. You know what I mean? Like, don't be fucking like 9 a.m. You're already got your weight cut, and you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, we'll see how that one goes. But the last shit to talk about, it is official. It is confirmed. We finally got what we've wanted, which it's like it's awesome and it's great, especially for this fighter. But it does just kind of suck overall for the larger MMA landscape. But
other places should do better and stop fucking over their fighters because if they gave a shit to expand the MMA landscape, they wouldn't do this to their stars.
Exactly. So that's why at the end of the day, I'm happy for our boy Patchy Mix because he got himself a UFC contract, albeit short notice against the top 10 contender, Mario Bautista, UFC 316, June 7th. Right around the motherfucking corner. How do you guys feel about this one?
I feel like Patchy is about to make quick work of Mario. I really think that I think this is just an easy ins to the top 10 and to get himself into the big fights that anyone who has ever given a shit about Patchy has always wanted to see. You know what I mean? Because it's like just being a fan of him. Like I've been wanting to see him versus Sean and him versus Corey, like those two fights for so long.
Yeah.
And this is just that easy top 10 win that's going to get him into those fights. Like maybe he'll end up with like a Song Yadong or something after to like bring him into the top 5. And I'm so ready for it. I really am. I just think that Mario is solid. He's like well-rounded, but I don't think he's good enough to get it done over Patchy. I really think that Patchy's going to kind of probably blast through him and end up with a sub over him by round 2. Like,
so like, I don't like, maybe it's just like me in my head of just holding on too much of like the bad parts of his last fight with Magomedov for Patchy. But it's like, I definitely just remember thinking that they're like on the feet, like there were just moments where it's like he's looking slow, like he looks just, you know what, like I don't know, just really wasn't looking like 100%. And so like I don't know if there's something going on, just wasn't 100% that fight. But it's like I wouldn't be surprised if Mario gives him some problems in this fight and Patchy doesn't necessarily look his best. Like, I would not be too surprised about that. I wouldn't be surprised if Patchy goes out there, grabs a hold of him, and it's like, oh, he's just way too physical, gets the sub, but it's like, I'm just curious, because it's like Mario just is extremely solid. He's a very smart fighter, and he doesn't, like, obviously with the Jose Aldo one, he's not going to give a fuck about the crowd or anything. He is going to fight to win this fight. And I just wonder if it's like, he knows that obviously Patchy's a Bellator champion, is like a high level fighter. I just wonder if he was so willing to accept it because it's like, I know how I have to win this. You know what I mean? Whether he can actually execute it, I don't know how
what he thinks. I don't know exactly what it is going to be his game plan for this fight because, like, his game plan for a lot of his fights is like to get takedowns and to kind of like do more things on the ground, and that's kind of Patchy Mix's territory. So it's like one of those things where it's like, does he try to keep it standing? Does he try to force Patchy Mix to shoot the takedown? Does he shoot a takedown? Like, what is the actual game plan actually going to look like? But then also, like, just through and through, Patchy Mix is just a finisher. 20 wins in his career, and 15 of them are via finish.
Yeah.
So I just feel like he's going to be going out there trying to get a finish, and Bautista is not going to be doing that, and I feel like that's what's going to put him over the edge to be able to get this win.
That definitely makes sense, yeah. And I feel like the game plan for Bautista is going to be fucking kicking the legs, fucking very mobile on the outside, in and out. You know what I mean? Like, that's like...
The thing with Bautista, it's like, I know that he had, obviously, the game plan against Aldo, but especially with the way things have been going with Aldo and even, like, into this last one, you know? It's like, that split decision and just being able to only hold him against the fence. It's like, and then, yeah, his best win other than that, Ricky Simón.
Yeah.
Before that, his streak was Damone Blackshear, Guido Canetti, Benito Lopez, Brian Kelleher, Jay Perrin. It's like, it's decent, but it's just, even though Patchy is coming from Bellator, he's one of those guys that actually has high-level wins over Mago and Kyoji Horiguchi and Rafian Stotts and Sergio Pettis. Like, he has fought guys that are significantly better than Mario Bautista, and I think that this is going to be easy for him. That's just how I feel.
That's fair.
And then also, like,
maybe it's just because I've been high on Patchy for so long, and he's finally here, that, like, this matchup, looking at it, I'm like, piece of cake.
I get it, and that's where it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like he didn't look the greatest in this one, but then it's like he goes up, fights other better guys, and he looks even better. You know what I mean? It's like, I feel like it's just one of those things where it's like just it could just be like the annoying style of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I definitely fucking hope Patchy goes out there, absolutely just looks fantastic, rolls through Mario like it's nothing, calls for his shot at the top of the division like he fucking belongs, and let's fucking cook, man.
Yeah, dog.
Like, yeah, I'm ready for that for sure, though.
No, yeah, 100%.
Let's fucking go. That is all of the fight news, all of the things to talk about for this episode of the podcast. I hope you all enjoyed this one. Like and subscribe if you did. And we will catch you so long from now previewing UFC Fight Night, Apex something, Aaron Blanchfield, Macy Barber. 2 girls. One of them I used to love. One of them I still do. Going at it. Very sad. Macy gonna break her knee again?
I'm like, we'll see. Holding on to that Roxy loss.
I'll never let go.
He really won't.
I know he won't.
Peace out, everyone. Goodbye.